Hey y'all, it's Dri. So something has been testing me this week. Not in private and not in silence and not even in solitude, but more so in spaces and rooms. Rooms with strong personalities and rooms with dominant energy. Rooms where presence matters. And I realized something that's uncomfortable. And that's that it's easy to feel like you're aligned when you're alone. And it's easy to feel sovereign when no one is pressing against you. And it's even easy to feel regulated when nothing is challenging your position. But the real work, that begins when you walk into the arena. It begins when you can feel someone sizing you up. When you can sense subtle control dynamics. Oh, my eyes out here. And even when someone wants to steer the narrative or the energy or the room. I've been seeing that a lot this week. And this is where your nervous system, it tells you the truth. Because I noticed something in myself. And that's that I'm not afraid of losing connection. And I'm not afraid of conflict. But what I've been afraid of, that's being misperceived. Yeah, because misperception, that's always felt dangerous to me. It's always meant that I had to explain myself. Clarify myself and correct or clear the air. The old me, she would have overspoken, overproven, overperformed. That poor girl. Trying to manage the way I was seen. That used to always be so much work, but now I caught it. Because this week there's been moments where I could feel the pressure rise in my body. I could feel the urge to assert, the urge to correct, and the urge to reclaim the space that I was in. And instead, I stayed still, not passive, not submissive, just still. Sovereignty in isolation, that feels clean. But sovereignty in public, man, does that feel uncomfortable. But when you shift and you are no longer trying to win the room, you realize how much energy you used to spend managing everyone's perception. You see, strong personalities, they don't destabilize you, but your need to respond to them does. When I stopped reacting, the energy, it just revealed itself. I observed instead of engaging. And that is regulated power. There's a difference between dominating a space and being immovable within it. Strength, it's not matching intensity. Strength is maintaining your center. If you are doing real inner work, you will eventually be tested in the environments that used to trigger you. And it's not to punish you. It's to measure you. You will walk into a room where someone's ego is bigger than yours, where someone tries to steer, where someone wants to see if you'll flinch. And when you pause, in that pause, you decide who you are going to be now. You don't need to correct everything. You don't need to win every single exchange. And you certainly don't need to prove your intelligence. You don't need to dominate the dynamic. Sometimes the most powerful move, that's no move at all. Sometimes the most regulated response is just silence altogether. And sometimes the greatest flex is just simply neutrality. Because when you stop negotiating your peace in the presence of pressure, that's when you realize, oh, who's texting me? Nothing outside of you has authority over your internal state anymore. And that is not your personality. That is not a tone. It's not a stare, and it's not a challenge. Peace alone is one thing. But peace in the arena, that is integration. There were definitely moments this week where I felt the wobble. Moments where I questioned my perception and reality. Moments where I wondered if I should say something. But in all of those moments, there's one thing that stayed true, and that's that I did not abandon myself. I didn't overreact. I didn't shrink. I stayed steady. So I don't know. If personalities are clashing around you right now, then good. Because it means you've graduated from private healing to public embodiment. We don't have to dominate the space. We just have to remain intact inside of it. And that is maturity. That is evolution. That is the next step of what power really is. And nothing inside of you has to change for this to all be true. Your response changes. And then your nervous system changes. And then suddenly, that arena doesn't feel like a battlefield anymore. It feels more like a classroom. And you realize in that you're not there to win everyone in that room over. What you're there for is to master yourself entirely. Because that's what we're doing after all. That's what I got for y'all today. If this one resonated, please do let me know in the comments below. And I just want to remind you that where there is love, there's light. I'm sending y'all lots of love today. I'll see you very soon.